Welcome to Serene Sleep, where each story we share is crafted to soothe and inspire. I'm Michael Thomas, and tonight, we journey to the heart of Italy's ancient mysteries with the Oracle of Naples. In the depths of Naples' catacombs, an oracle offers wisdom to those brave enough to seek it. As we delve into this tale of courage and transformation, let the soothing rhythm of the narrative guide you to a place of peace and reflection. Prepare to embark on a journey where ancient prophecies meet the timeless quest for personal growth. Let's begin. The streets are alive with the pulse of daily life. Vendors call out to passers-by, offering everything from fresh vegetables to delicate pastries. The scent of roasting coffee and the sound of clattering dishes spill out from the cafes that line the piazzas, where locals and tourists alike sip their espresso while soaking in the sun. The city is a mosaic of history and culture, where ancient ruins coexist with bustling modern neighborhoods. The domed churches, towering cathedrals, and ornate palazzos tell stories of centuries past, each stone bearing witness to the events that have shaped this resilient city. In the background, Mount Vesuvius looms, a silent sentinel over the Bay of Naples. The volcano's presence is a constant reminder of the city's precarious existence, a symbol of both destruction and rebirth. Children play in the narrow alleys, their laughter echoing off the weathered walls, while older generations sit on balconies above, watching the world go by. The rhythm of life here is steady, unhurried, a blend of the sacred and the mundane. But beneath this vibrant surface lies a darker, more mysterious world, a world that few dare to explore. The entrance to the catacombs is unassuming, almost hidden, tucked away in a quiet corner of the city. To the casual observer, it might seem like just another ancient doorway, worn by time and nearly forgotten. But to those who know, it is a gateway to a different world. As Isabella approaches the entrance, she feels a shiver of anticipation. The air around the catacombs is cooler, carrying with it a hint of damp earth, and something else, something older, almost ancient. She hesitates for a moment, staring at the dark opening that seems to beckon her inward. The catacombs are a labyrinth of tunnels carved deep into the earth, winding beneath the city like veins beneath the skin. Here, in this underworld, the air is thick with the weight of history, and the silence is broken only by the distant drip of water or the faint rustle of unseen creatures. The walls of the catacombs are lined with niches, each one holding the remains of those long dead. Skulls stare out from their resting places, their hollow eyes seeming to follow Isabella as she moves deeper into the darkness. The stone floor is worn smooth by centuries of footsteps, each one adding to the echoing whispers that fill the space. This is a place where the past is always present, where the living and the dead coexist in uneasy proximity. It is a place of reverence, fear, and mystery, a place where few venture, and even fewer return unchanged. Isabella clutches the small pendant around her neck, a gift from her grandmother, who had always spoken of the catacombs with both fear and respect. She takes a deep breath, steadying herself. She knows that what she seeks lies within, and she is determined to find it. The legend of the Oracle of Naples is one that has been passed down through generations, whispered among the older women of the city, and told as a cautionary tale to children. The oracle, it is said, was once a powerful seer in ancient Rome, blessed or cursed, depending on the story, with the gift of prophecy. Some say that she was a priestess, serving in the grand temples of Rome, where she communicated with the gods and delivered their messages to the people. Her visions were said to be so accurate, so terrifyingly precise, that even the emperors sought her counsel. But with great power came great envy, and soon, the oracle found herself the target of those who feared her abilities. The most popular version of the story tells of how, after foreseeing the fall of a great leader, the oracle was forced to flee Rome. She wandered the countryside for years, seeking refuge from those who wished her harm. Eventually, she found her way to Naples, where she discovered the catacombs, a labyrinthine network of tunnels that seemed to stretch on forever. Here, beneath the city, she found peace. It is said that the spirits of the dead welcomed her, recognizing in her a kindred soul. She made her home among them, continuing to offer her wisdom to those brave enough to seek her out. Over time, the oracle's name was forgotten, and she became known simply as the Oracle of Naples. Some say she has lived for centuries, sustained by the power of the catacombs, while others believe she is a spirit, bound to the earth by the weight of her prophecies. In Naples, the oracle is both a figure of fear and reverence. Her name is spoken in hushed tones, often accompanied by the sign of the cross or a whispered prayer. To the people of Naples, she is a relic of the past, a link to a world of magic and mystery that has long since faded. But despite the passage of time, the oracle's influence remains. There are stories always told second or third hand of people who have ventured into the catacombs and returned with tales of the oracle's wisdom. These stories vary wildly, but they all share a common theme. Those who seek the oracle's counsel must be prepared to face the truth, no matter how difficult it may be. The oracle is said to possess knowledge of both the past and the future, and her prophecies are often wrapped in riddles and allegories. Those who can decipher her words are said to gain insights that can change the course of their lives. Yet, the oracle does not offer her wisdom freely. The catacombs are dangerous, and the journey to her chamber is fraught with peril. Only the brave or the desperate dare to seek her out. And even then, there is no guarantee that she will speak. Some say that the oracle chooses her visitors, appearing only to those who are truly in need of her guidance. Despite the risks, there are those who believe that the oracle is the last hope for those facing impossible situations. She is a beacon in the darkness, a figure who transcends time and space, offering wisdom to those who are lost. Isabella is a young girl on the cusp of womanhood, living in a modest apartment in one of Naples' older neighborhoods. Her life is filled with the ordinary rhythms of the city, helping her mother with household chores, attending school, and spending time with her younger siblings. But beneath the surface, Isabella's life is far from easy. Her family has been struggling ever since her father fell ill, unable to work. The burden of supporting the family has fallen on her mother, who works long hours at a local bakery, yet still struggles to make ends meet. Isabella, mature beyond her years, has taken on many responsibilities to help her mother. She often skips meals so her siblings can eat, and she has become adept at mending clothes and making do with what little they have. Despite this, there is a warmth in their home, a sense of love and unity that sustains them through the difficult times. Isabella's father, once strong and full of life, now spends most of his days in bed, his strength slowly fading. His illness is a constant source of worry for the family, and Isabella can see the toll it is taking on her mother. She often finds her mother crying quietly at night, overwhelmed by the weight of their circumstances. This sight fills Isabella with a deep sense of helplessness. She longs to do more, to find a way to ease her mother's burden and restore her father's health. But no matter how hard she tries, the situation seems hopeless. One evening, as Isabella sits by the window, lost in thought, she overhears her grandmother and some of the older women in the neighborhood talking about the Oracle of Naples. They speak of her with a mixture of fear and awe, recounting stories of those who have sought her guidance and returned changed. Isabella listens intently, her curiosity piqued. She has heard whispers of the oracle before, but never paid much attention. But now, with her family's situation growing more desperate by the day, the idea of seeking out the oracle begins to take root in her mind. Over the next few days, Isabella can't stop thinking about the stories she has heard. She begins to ask discreet questions, trying to learn more about the oracle and how to find her. The more she learns, the more determined she becomes. One night, as she lies awake in bed, listening to the quiet breathing of her siblings, Isabella makes a decision. She will find the oracle and ask for her help. It is a dangerous idea, she knows, but she cannot sit by and do nothing while her family suffers. Isabella waits for the right moment to put her plan into action. She knows that the journey into the catacombs will be difficult and that she must be prepared. She begins to gather the items she will need: candles, matches, a small knife for protection, and the pendant her grandmother gave her, a symbol of the strength she will need to complete her quest. Isabella takes a deep breath and steps into the mouth of the catacombs. The world around her shifts instantly, as the warmth of the summer night is replaced by the cool, damp air of the underground. The darkness envelops her like a shroud, pressing in from all sides. The faint light of her candle flickers, casting long, wavering shadows on the rough stone walls. The entrance tunnel is narrow, just wide enough for Isabella to squeeze through. The walls feel cold and damp under her fingertips as she steadies herself, careful not to trip on the uneven floor. Every sound is amplified in the stillness: the soft scuff of her shoes on the stone, the drip of water echoing from somewhere deeper in the catacombs, and the faint thudding of her own heartbeat. As she moves forward, Isabella's initial fear begins to fade, replaced by a growing sense of purpose. She repeats the stories of the oracle in her mind, each one adding to her determination. The path ahead is uncertain, but she is resolute. She must find the oracle, for the sake of her family. The narrow tunnel soon opens into a wider passageway. Here, the walls are lined with niches, each one containing the bones of those who were buried long ago. Skulls stare out from their resting places, their hollow eyes watching her every move. Isabella shivers, but she forces herself to keep going. She knows that the deeper she goes, the closer she gets to the oracle. The deeper Isabella ventures into the catacombs, the more the world above seems like a distant memory. The darkness is absolute, broken only by the fragile flame of her candle. The walls around her seem to close in, and the air grows colder, filled with the scent of damp earth and decay. The tunnels twist and turn in a labyrinthine pattern, and Isabella soon loses all sense of direction. Every passage looks the same: endless rows of bones, ancient inscriptions carved into the walls, and the occasional crumbling statue of a saint or angel. The silence is oppressive, punctuated only by the sound of her own breathing. But there is something else, something just at the edge of her perception. a presence, perhaps, or a feeling of being watched. Isabella can't shake the sensation that she is not alone in the catacombs. She pauses occasionally, straining to hear any sound that might indicate another person, but there is nothing. Only the echo of her own footsteps. As she continues, the air becomes even more still, as if the very stones are holding their breath. The oppressive atmosphere weighs heavily on her, but she presses on, driven by her need to find the oracle. Every step takes her further into the heart of the catacombs, away from the safety of the world she knows. Isabella's mind begins to play tricks on her. The shadows seem to move just beyond the edge of her vision, and she can almost hear whispers in the distance, faint, unintelligible murmurs that send shivers down her spine. She grips her pendant tightly, drawing strength from the small piece of her grandmother's love that she carries with her. As Isabella turns a corner, she suddenly comes face to face with a figure standing in the darkness. She gasps, nearly dropping her candle. Her heart races, and she steps back, fear surging through her. The figure is cloaked in shadow, its features obscured by the darkness. For a moment, Isabella is frozen in place, unsure whether to flee or confront the mysterious presence. But as she watches, the figure slowly steps forward into the flickering light of her candle, revealing itself to be an old woman. The woman's face is lined with age, her eyes sharp and piercing. Her clothes are worn and tattered, and she carries a small bundle in her arms. Isabella feels a mix of relief and confusion. This is not the ghostly apparition she had feared, but a living, breathing person. "What are you doing here, child?" the woman asks, her voice raspy and low. "These tunnels are no place for the living." Isabella hesitates, unsure how much to reveal. But something in the old woman's gaze makes her feel that she can trust her. "I'm looking for the oracle," Isabella replies, her voice trembling slightly. "I need her help." The old woman's expression softens slightly, and she nods as if she understands. "The oracle is not easy to find," she says. "She only reveals herself to those who are truly in need. Are you prepared for what you might discover?" Isabella nods, her resolve unwavering. "I have to find her. My family needs her help." The old woman studies Isabella for a moment longer, then sighs. "Very well," she says. "I can guide you part of the way, but the final steps you must take alone." As they walk, the old woman speaks in a low voice, telling Isabella of the dangers that lie ahead. She explains that the catacombs are more than just a resting place for the dead. They are a threshold, a place where the veil between the worlds is thin. "There are spirits here," the woman says, her voice barely more than a whisper. "Some are peaceful, others not so much. They are drawn to the living, curious, sometimes even hostile. You must be careful not to disturb them." Isabella listens intently, her fear growing with each word. But she knows that there is no turning back. The only way out is forward. The old woman also warns Isabella of the trials that lie ahead. "The oracle does not give her wisdom freely," she says. "You will be tested, your courage, your resolve, your heart. Many have come seeking her guidance, but few have been deemed worthy." Isabella nods, her determination undiminished. She has faced hardships before, and she is ready to face whatever the oracle might demand of her. She feels a strange sense of calm settling over her, a calm born of certainty, the knowledge that she is on the right path. The old woman leads Isabella deeper into the catacombs, the tunnels becoming narrower and more twisted. The air grows colder, and the darkness seems to press in from all sides. But Isabella is no longer afraid. She holds her candle high, the flame steady in the face of the encroaching shadows. Finally, they arrive at a large arched doorway, its stone frame intricately carved with ancient symbols. The old woman stops just before the threshold, turning to face Isabella one last time. "This is as far as I can take you," she says. "Beyond this door, you will face the trials alone. Remember what I told you, stay strong, and do not let fear guide your steps." Isabella nods, thanking the old woman for her help. She takes a deep breath, steeling herself for what lies ahead. The old woman watches as Isabella steps through the doorway, her figure disappearing into the darkness beyond. The door closes behind her with a soft, echoing thud, leaving Isabella alone in the silence of the chamber. The air is thick with an otherworldly presence, and Isabella can feel the weight of countless eyes upon her, watching her every move. As Isabella takes her first steps into the chamber, she realizes that the darkness is not as complete as it first seemed. Faint glimmers of light begin to appear on the walls, forming patterns and shapes that seem to shift and change as she watches. The patterns coalesce into images, scenes from her life, moments of joy and sorrow, triumph and failure. Isabella watches in awe as the memories play out before her, each one vivid and detailed. But soon, the scenes begin to take on a darker tone. She sees herself struggling with the weight of her responsibilities, her frustration and anger boiling over in moments of weakness. She sees the hurt in her mother's eyes when she snaps at her, the tears of her younger siblings when she fails to comfort them. Isabella feels a deep sense of guilt and shame washing over her, the weight of her mistakes pressing down on her like a physical burden. But as she stands in the midst of these memories, she realizes that this is the first test, the test of her heart. The oracle, she understands, is forcing her to confront her own weaknesses, to see the parts of herself that she has tried to hide. Isabella closes her eyes, taking a deep breath. She knows that she cannot change the past, but she can learn from it. With this realization, the images begin to fade, the darkness closing in once more. Isabella opens her eyes, her heart feeling lighter, the burden of her guilt lifted. She has passed the first test, but she knows that there are more to come. The chamber grows quiet again, the silence stretching out as Isabella waits for the next challenge. She can feel the presence of the oracle growing stronger, as if she is drawing closer to the heart of the catacombs with every step. Isabella tightens her grip on her pendant, ready to face whatever comes next. She knows that the path ahead will be difficult, but she is prepared. She will find the oracle, no matter what trials she must endure. Isabella steps forward, her feet echoing softly in the stillness. The chamber she now finds herself in is different from the others, vast, with high ceilings that disappear into shadow. The walls are lined with intricate carvings, depicting scenes of life and death, joy and sorrow. But the most striking feature is the labyrinth that stretches out before her. The labyrinth is a maze of twisting passages and dead ends, a complex network that seems to stretch on forever. The floor is covered in smooth, worn stones, arranged in patterns that swirl and loop, leading the eye deeper into the maze. Isabella knows instinctively that this is the next trial, the test of her mind. She takes a deep breath and steps into the labyrinth. The air is cool and heavy, and the only sound is the faint echo of her footsteps as she moves forward. The walls of the maze rise up on either side of her, tall and imposing, their surfaces smooth and featureless. As Isabella walks, she tries to keep track of her path, marking the turns and twists in her mind. But the maze is disorienting, the passages all beginning to look the same. She soon finds herself doubting her memory, unsure if she has already passed a particular junction, or if she is merely imagining it. The sense of isolation begins to weigh on her. The silence is oppressive, the walls seem to close in, and the shadows stretch longer with each step. But Isabella pushes forward, determined to find her way through the labyrinth and reach the oracle. As Isabella moves deeper into the labyrinth, she begins to hear faint whispers echoing through the tunnels. At first, she thinks it is just the wind, but the voices soon become clearer, distinct. They are voices she recognizes, voices from her past. She hears her father's voice, filled with warmth and strength, as he tells her stories of the old legends before he fell ill. She hears her mother's voice, gentle but tired, comforting her after a long day. She hears the laughter of her younger siblings, their voices filled with innocence and joy. But then the voices begin to change. She hears her father's voice weakened by illness, filled with pain and despair. She hears her mother's voice breaking under the weight of their struggles, whispering words of hopelessness in the dark. She hears her siblings crying, their laughter replaced by fear and uncertainty. The voices grow louder, overlapping, until they become a cacophony of sound. They swirl around Isabella, filling her mind with memories and emotions. The labyrinth becomes a place of torment, each turn bringing new voices, new memories, and new pain. Isabella's head spins as she tries to shut out the voices, but they are relentless. They drag her deeper into her own mind, forcing her to confront the fears and doubts she has tried to bury. She stumbles, her vision blurring as the weight of the voices bears down on her. Just as Isabella feels she can take no more, she stumbles into a small, circular chamber at the heart of the labyrinth. The walls are smooth and polished, reflecting the flickering light of her candle. In the center of the chamber stands a tall, ancient mirror, its surface tarnished with age but still reflective. Isabella approaches the mirror, her heart pounding in her chest. The voices have faded, replaced by a heavy silence that fills the chamber. She gazes into the mirror, expecting to see her own reflection staring back at her. But what she sees is not herself. The mirror shows a different image, a vision of the future. In the reflection, she sees her family, but they are changed. Her father lies still, his illness having claimed him. Her mother's face is lined with grief, her spirit broken. Her siblings huddle together, lost and afraid, their innocence stolen by the harsh realities of life. The vision is stark and terrifying, a future that Isabella has feared but never allowed herself to fully consider. She feels a wave of despair wash over her, the weight of her family's suffering crushing her spirit. But as Isabella stands before the mirror, something inside her begins to stir. The despair is quickly replaced by a fierce determination, a refusal to accept the vision as inevitable. She knows that this is another test, one designed to break her spirit and force her to give up. But Isabella is stronger than that. She reaches out and touches the surface of the mirror, her fingers brushing against the cold glass. The image wavers, and for a moment, she sees her own reflection staring back at her, strong, resolute, unyielding. She knows that the future is not set in stone. The oracle's wisdom is meant to guide, not to dictate. The vision she has seen is a possibility, but it is not the only one. Isabella refuses to accept a future where her family suffers without her doing everything in her power to prevent it. The mirror's surface begins to ripple like water, and the vision fades away, replaced once again by her own reflection. Isabella takes a deep breath, feeling the weight of the trial lift from her shoulders. She has passed the second test, and with it, she has gained a new understanding of herself and her purpose. She steps back from the mirror, the chamber growing quiet once more. The path ahead is still unclear, but Isabella feels a renewed sense of resolve. She knows that the oracle is near, and she is ready to face whatever challenges remain. As Isabella turns to leave the chamber, she notices a narrow passageway at the far end, partially hidden in the shadows. It wasn't there before, she is sure of it, but now it beckons her forward. The air is warmer here, the oppressive cold of the labyrinth beginning to lift. Isabella takes a final glance at the mirror before stepping into the passageway. The path ahead is narrow and winding, but she feels a sense of anticipation building within her. The trials have tested her heart and her mind, and now she is ready for whatever comes next. The passageway leads her away from the labyrinth, the voices fading into silence. The path becomes more defined, the walls less imposing. She can feel the atmosphere changing, the darkness giving way to a subtle glow that seems to emanate from the walls themselves. Isabella moves forward with purpose, her steps steady and confident. She knows that she is nearing the heart of the catacombs, where the oracle awaits. The trials have prepared her, revealing the depths of her strength and the clarity of her purpose. The passageway gradually opens into a new chamber, larger and more expansive than any she has encountered before. The walls are adorned with ancient symbols and frescoes, depicting scenes of prophecy and wisdom. The air here is filled with a sense of anticipation, as if the very stones are aware of what is to come. Isabella pauses at the threshold of the chamber, her heart beating in her chest. She knows that this is the final step, the moment she has been preparing for. The oracle is near, and with her, the answers that Isabella seeks. She steps into the chamber, the faint glow illuminating her path. The air is thick with an almost tangible energy, and she can feel the presence of the oracle drawing closer with every step. Isabella's journey is far from over, but she is ready to face whatever awaits her. The chamber stretches out before her, vast and echoing, with the faintest hint of movement in the shadows. Isabella continues forward, her candle held high, the light guiding her toward the heart of the oracle's domain. Isabella steps deeper into the expansive chamber, her senses heightened by the sheer magnitude of the space around her. The air is thick with an ancient presence, and the walls seem to hum with a quiet rhythmic pulse, as if they are alive. The chamber is unlike anything Isabella has seen so far, vast, cathedral-like, with towering columns that stretch up into darkness. The flickering light of her candle is dwarfed by the immensity of the room, casting faint, dancing shadows that seem to move with a life of their own. The floor beneath her feet is smooth, worn by centuries of footsteps, and in the center of the chamber, a large circular platform rises slightly from the ground. It is made of a stone that gleams faintly in the candlelight, and its surface is covered in intricate carvings, symbols and runes that seem to shift and change as she looks at them. At the far end of the chamber, partially hidden in the shadows, Isabella sees a figure standing motionless. The figure is cloaked in darkness, its features obscured, but Isabella knows without a doubt that this is the Oracle. Her heart quickens as she approaches, the air growing heavier with each step. She can feel the weight of the Oracle's gaze upon her, though the figure remains still. The chamber is filled with an ethereal glow that seems to emanate from the very walls themselves, casting a soft light that is both comforting and unnerving. The atmosphere is charged with an energy that makes the hairs on the back of Isabella's neck stand on end. It feels as if the chamber is a living entity, aware of her presence, responding to her every move. As Isabella steps onto the platform, she feels a subtle shift in the air, a gentle, almost imperceptible vibration that travels up through her feet, grounding her to the space. The silence is profound, broken only by the faint sound of her own breathing and the distant echoing drip of water, somewhere in the depths of the catacombs. The carvings on the platform seem to pulse with a soft inner light, and Isabella instinctively knows that this is a place of power, a place where the boundary between the physical world and the spiritual realm is thin. She stands at the edge of the platform, her gaze fixed on the shadowy figure of the Oracle. The silence stretches on, heavy and expectant, as Isabella waits for the Oracle to speak. The figure remains still for what feels like an eternity, and just as Isabella begins to doubt herself, a voice emerges from the darkness, soft, melodic, and ancient, carrying the weight of centuries. "You have come far, child," the Oracle says, her voice reverberating through the chamber. "Farther than many who have sought me out. But the journey is not yet over." Isabella feels a chill run down her spine at the sound of the Oracle's voice. It is both comforting and unsettling, as though it resonates deep within her soul. She bows her head slightly, a gesture of respect and humility, and speaks in a voice that is steady, despite the anxiety gnawing at her insides. "I seek your guidance, wise Oracle," Isabella says, her words echoing softly in the vast chamber. "My family is in need, and I have come to ask for your wisdom. I am ready to do whatever is required of me." The Oracle is silent for a moment, as if considering Isabella's words. Then, she speaks again, her voice carrying a note of something that could be either approval or warning. "You have shown courage and determination, young one. But know this wisdom is not given freely. It must be earned through understanding and sacrifice. Are you prepared to face the truth, no matter how difficult it may be?" Isabella nods, though a knot of fear tightens in her chest. "I am prepared," she says, her voice firm. As the Oracle begins to speak again, the shadows around her seem to shift and swirl, gradually revealing her form. The darkness recedes, unveiling an ancient woman draped in robes that seem to blend with the shadows themselves. Her face is lined with age, her skin like parchment, but her eyes are bright and piercing, filled with a wisdom that transcends time. The Oracle's gaze meets Isabella's, and for a moment, it feels as if the world falls away, leaving just the two of them in the vast echoing chamber. The intensity of the Oracle's stare is almost overwhelming, as if she is peering directly into Isabella's soul, laying bare all of her fears, hopes, and desires. "To seek wisdom is to seek the truth," the Oracle intones, her voice softer now, almost a whisper. "And the truth, child, can be both a burden and a gift. It is not always what we wish to hear, but it is always what we need." Isabella stands still, her breath catching in her throat. She feels the weight of the oracle's words, the gravity of what is about to be revealed. The air around them seems to vibrate with energy, the chamber growing darker and more intimate as the oracle prepares to impart her wisdom. The oracle raises a hand, her long, slender fingers moving gracefully through the air. As she does, the carvings on the platform beneath Isabella's feet begin to glow brighter, the light swirling upward like a mist. Isabella feels a warmth spreading through her, a tingling sensation that seems to settle deep in her chest. The light continues to rise, forming into shapes and patterns that coalesce into a vision, a swirling, ethereal image that hovers in the air between Isabella and the oracle. The vision is vivid, almost tangible, and Isabella finds herself drawn into it, as if the world around her is fading away. In the vision, Isabella sees her family's home, but it is different. The house is dark, shrouded in shadows, and the once thriving garden is overgrown and neglected. Her father lies in his bed, his face pale and gaunt, while her mother sits beside him, her shoulders slumped in despair. Her siblings are nowhere to be seen, the room's empty and silent. Isabella feels a wave of sorrow wash over her as she watches the scene unfold. The house, once filled with love and laughter, is now a place of sorrow and loss. But as the vision continues, she notices something else, something hidden beneath the surface. The shadows that filled the house are not just the absence of light, they are alive, swirling and shifting with a malevolent energy. They cling to the walls and the floor, seeping into every corner, feeding off the despair and hopelessness that has taken root in her family. The vision begins to change, the shadows growing darker and more oppressive. The air in the chamber feels heavier, colder, as if the darkness is reaching out, trying to consume everything in its path. The oracle's voice breaks through the vision, grounding Isabella once more in the reality of the chamber. Her tone is calm, but carries an undercurrent of urgency. The shadows you see are not mere illusions, child, the oracle says. They are the manifestations of despair, fear, and grief, emotions that, if left unchecked, can consume even the strongest of hearts. Your family is in danger, not just from physical illness, but from the darkness that feeds on their suffering. Isabella feels a knot of fear tighten in her chest, her breath quickening. The vision is more than just a warning, it is a glimpse into the very real danger that threatens her family's future. But she also knows that the oracle's words are not meant to discourage her, they are a call to action. What must I do? Isabella asks, her voice trembling slightly. How can I protect them? The oracle's eyes meet Isabella's, her gaze intense and unwavering. You must confront the darkness, child. But to do so, you must first understand its source. The shadows that plague your family are not born of external forces, they are rooted in the hearts and minds of those you love. The oracle pauses, allowing her words to sink in before continuing. To dispel the darkness, you must bring light to the places where fear and despair have taken hold. This will not be an easy task, for it requires more than just courage, it requires love, patience, and the willingness to face the deepest truths of the heart. Isabella nods, her mind racing as she processes the oracle's words. She understands now that the journey she has undertaken is not just about finding a cure for her father's illness, it is about healing the wounds that have festered in her family, the unspoken fears and unresolved pain that have allowed the darkness to take root. The oracle's presence seems to fill the chamber, her voice carrying a weight of authority and wisdom that leaves no room for doubt. Isabella knows that she must listen carefully, for the next steps in her journey will be the most challenging yet. The oracle lowers her hand, and the vision begins to fade, the swirling light dissipating into the air. The chamber grows quiet once more, the energy settling into a calm stillness. Isabella feels the weight of the revelation pressing down on her, the enormity of the task ahead making her heart pound in her chest. But alongside the fear and uncertainty, there is also a sense of resolve, a determination to face whatever comes next. The oracle speaks again, her voice softer but no less commanding. The path before you is fraught with challenges, Isabella. You must return to your family, but not as you were before. You must carry with you the light that will guide them out of the darkness. This light comes not just from wisdom, but from love, understanding, and the courage to face the truth, no matter how painful it may be. Isabella listens intently, her mind racing as she considers the oracle's words. She realizes that the journey ahead is not just about finding physical solutions, but about addressing the emotional and spiritual wounds that have afflicted her family. The oracle's guidance is clear, but the path is daunting. To begin, the oracle continues, you must look within yourself. The darkness that plagues your family also resides in your own heart. Confront it, understand it, and only then will you have the strength to help those you love. Isabella feels a shiver run down her spine as she considers the oracle's challenge. The idea of confronting her own inner darkness is terrifying, but she knows that it is a necessary step. She nods, her expression determined. I will do what is necessary, she says, her voice steady. I will not let the darkness consume us. The oracle's expression softens slightly, and she extends her hand toward Isabella. In her palm, a small, glowing object begins to materialize, a delicate pendant, shaped like a teardrop, with a soft, warm light emanating from within. The light pulses gently, casting a comforting glow in the dim chamber. Take this, the oracle says, holding the pendant out to Isabella. It is a symbol of the light you carry within you. When the darkness seems overwhelming, let this light remind you of your strength, your love, and your purpose. It will guide you, even in the darkest of times. Isabella steps forward and accepts the pendant, feeling its warmth against her skin. The moment she touches it, she feels a surge of energy, a connection to something greater than herself. The pendant feels light in her hand, but she knows it carries a deep significance, a reminder of the oracle's words and the journey she has undertaken. She slips the pendant around her neck, the warmth of the light comforting her as it rests against her chest. The glow seems to merge with her own inner light, filling her with a renewed sense of purpose and strength. The oracle steps back, her figure once again shrouded in shadow. The atmosphere in the chamber shifts, growing more ethereal as the oracle's presence begins to fade. Your journey is far from over, Isabella, the oracle says, her voice echoing softly in the vast chamber. But you are no longer alone. You carry with you the wisdom of these trials and the light of your own heart. Trust in yourself, and remember that true strength comes not from the absence of fear, but from the courage to face it. Isabella nods, her heart swelling with gratitude and determination. She knows that the road ahead will be difficult, but she feels ready to face whatever challenges come her way. The oracle's words echo in her mind, giving her the resolve to continue her journey. With the pendant glowing softly against her chest, Isabella turns and begins to make her way out of the oracle's chamber. The path before her is still uncertain, but she walks with a newfound confidence, her steps steady and sure. She knows that the real journey has only just begun, and that the trials she has faced so far are just the beginning. As she exits the chamber, the faint light of the pendant guides her way, illuminating the path ahead. The air feels lighter, the darkness less oppressive, and Isabella knows that she is ready to face whatever lies ahead. The oracle's words have given her the strength to continue, and she will not let the darkness win. The passageway leading out of the oracle's chamber is narrow and winding, but Isabella moves forward with purpose, the light of the pendant illuminating her path. The walls of the catacombs seem less foreboding now, the oppressive weight of the darkness lifting as she walks. She feels a sense of relief, as if a burden has been lifted from her shoulders. As she retraces her steps through the labyrinthine tunnels, Isabella reflects on the trials she has faced. The voices of the past, the vision in the mirror, and the revelation from the oracle have all tested her in ways she could never have imagined. But each trial has also given her a deeper understanding of herself, her family, and the challenges they face. The journey back to the surface is not easy. The catacombs are still dark and winding, and the way is fraught with obstacles. But Isabella is no longer afraid. She navigates the tunnels with a calm determination, her mind focused on the task ahead. The light of the pendant serves as a constant reminder of the oracle's wisdom, guiding her through the darkness. After what feels like hours of walking, Isabella finally sees a faint light ahead. Her heart quickens as she realizes that she is nearing the surface, the air growing warmer and fresher with each step. She quickens her pace, the light growing brighter as she approaches the exit. As she emerges from the catacombs, the first rays of dawn greet her, bathing the world in a soft golden light. The contrast between the dark, oppressive tunnels and the bright open sky is stark, and Isabella feels a surge of relief as she breathes in the fresh air. She stands at the entrance of the catacombs for a moment, taking in the beauty of the early morning. The city of Naples stretches out before her, the streets quiet and peaceful in the early hours. Isabella feels a renewed sense of hope as she looks out over the city, the pendant glowing softly against her chest. The trials she has faced in the catacombs have changed her, but they have also strengthened her. She is no longer the same girl who descended into the darkness in search of the oracle. She has emerged stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever to protect her family and confront the challenges ahead. With the dawn light illuminating her path, Isabella begins the journey back to her home, her mind focused on the tasks that lie ahead. The oracle's words echo in her mind, reminding her that the journey is far from over, but she is ready to face whatever comes next. The light of the pendant guides her steps as she makes her way through the quiet streets, the city slowly coming to life around her. Isabella knows that the real battle is just beginning, but she is no longer afraid. She carries with her the wisdom of the oracle, the light of her own heart, and the determination to face the darkness that threatens her family. And with that, she is ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. Isabella arrives back at her family's home as the first light of dawn begins to filter through the windows. The house is quiet, the stillness a stark contrast to the turmoil she has just experienced in the catacombs. The early morning light casts a soft glow over the rooms, and the familiar sights of home provide a momentary sense of comfort. She moves quietly through the house, her footsteps light on the polished floors. The air inside is cool and carries the faint scent of herbs and spices from the kitchen. Isabella pauses to take in the scene: her father's empty chair by the fireplace, her mother's knitting basket resting in the corner, and the silence that seems to hang heavy in the air. She feels a pang of sadness as she looks around, the reality of her family's situation hitting her anew. The house, though still standing, feels different, its warmth and vitality subdued by the illness that has taken hold of her father and the shadows that have seeped into their lives. Isabella finds her father in his room, lying still in bed. His face is pale and drawn, his breathing shallow and labored. Her mother is seated beside him, her expression weary and filled with worry. She looks up as Isabella enters, her eyes widening with surprise and relief. "Isabella," her mother says softly, rising to her feet. "You're back. Did you find what you were looking for?" Isabella nods, her voice steady but filled with emotion. "Yes, mother. I met the Oracle. She gave me guidance and a way forward." Her mother's eyes fill with a mixture of hope and skepticism. "What did she say? Is there a cure for your father?" Isabella takes a deep breath, gathering her thoughts. "The Oracle revealed that the darkness affecting our family is more than just physical illness. It is rooted in our heart's fear, sorrow, and unspoken pain. To heal him, we must confront these shadows and bring light into the places where despair has taken hold." Her mother looks at her, the weight of the words sinking in. There is a flicker of understanding in her eyes, but also a deep, weary uncertainty. The pendant that Isabella received from the Oracle glows softly against her chest, a constant reminder of the wisdom she has gained. She knows that to truly help her family, she must address the emotional and spiritual wounds that have been festering. Isabella decides to start by speaking openly with her mother about their fears and sorrows. They sit together in the quiet of the kitchen, the soft light of the morning filtering through the windows. "Mother," Isabella begins, her voice gentle but firm, "we need to talk about what has been happening in our lives. The darkness that affects Father is not just a physical ailment, it is also about the pain and fear we have been carrying." Her mother listens, her expression one of pained curiosity. Isabella continues, "We have all been affected by this shadow, our worries, our grief, our unspoken fears. We must confront these emotions, not just for Father's sake, but for our own healing as well." Her mother nods slowly, tears welling up in her eyes. "It's hard to face these things, Isabella. I have been trying to be strong, but I feel like I am losing hope. How do we start?" Isabella reaches out and takes her mother's hand, offering comfort. "We start by being honest with ourselves and each other. We need to forgive ourselves and each other for the ways we have hurt one another or held back our feelings." Her mother squeezes Isabella's hand, a gesture of gratitude and shared pain. "I know I have been afraid to speak of my own fears. I have been so focused on trying to protect your father and the family that I forgot to take care of my own heart." Isabella nods, understanding the depth of her mother's struggle. "We all need to open up, share our feelings, and support each other. This is the first step in bringing light into the darkness." They spend the morning talking openly, sharing their fears, regrets, and hopes. The conversation is difficult, filled with tears and raw emotion, but it is also cathartic. For the first time in a long while, the family begins to address their collective pain, allowing themselves to feel and express their sorrow. As the day progresses, Isabella prepares a space in the living room for a healing ritual. She gathers candles, herbs, and incense items that will help create a peaceful, sacred atmosphere. The ritual is meant to symbolize their commitment to confronting and healing the darkness that has taken hold. Her mother assists with the preparations, her movements slow but deliberate. There is a sense of unity in their actions, a shared purpose that helps to lift the weight of their sorrow. Once the space is ready, Isabella lights the candles and arranges them in a circle around the room. The soft flickering light creates a warm, inviting ambience, and the scent of incense fills the air, bringing a sense of calm and tranquility. With everything in place, Isabella gathers her family in the center of the room. They sit together, the circle of candles casting a soft glow around them. Isabella takes a deep breath and begins the ritual by reading from a book of ancient prayers she found during her journey. The words are a call to healing and light, an invocation of the strength and love that can dispel the darkness. We gather here to confront the shadows that have taken hold in our hearts and our home, Isabella begins, her voice steady and soothing. We seek forgiveness, understanding, and the strength to heal. May the light of our hearts shine through the darkness and bring us peace. Her family listens, their faces reflecting a mixture of hope and apprehension. As Isabella continues, she encourages them to speak their own words of healing and forgiveness, to express their feelings and desires for the future. The ritual continues, the candles burning brightly as they speak. The room is filled with the soft murmur of their voices, each person sharing their hopes and fears, their regrets and dreams. It is a powerful moment of connection and vulnerability, a chance for the family to come together and support each other in their journey toward healing. As the ritual progresses, Isabella senses a change in the atmosphere. The room feels lighter, the oppressive weight of despair beginning to lift. She knows that the process of healing will be ongoing, but the ritual has helped to break the grip of the darkness that has been holding them. Later that evening, Isabella and her family sit together in the living room, the candles still glowing softly. The atmosphere is different, more hopeful, more open. They have taken the first steps toward healing, but there is still work to be done. We have made progress, Isabella says, her voice filled with conviction. But we must continue to face our fears and support each other. This is only the beginning of our journey. Her family nods, their expressions reflecting a newfound sense of hope. They understand that the path ahead will not be easy, but they are committed to facing it together. As the days pass, Isabella continues to support her family, helping them to confront their fears and embrace the healing process. She spends time with her father, talking to him and helping him to find moments of peace and joy. She works with her mother to address the emotional wounds that have been uncovered, supporting her in her own journey toward healing. The family begins to see changes in their lives. The darkness that once seemed all-encompassing begins to recede, replaced by a sense of hope and renewal. The house, once filled with sorrow, starts to come back to life. The warmth and vitality that had been lost begin to return, and the family starts to find joy in the simple moments of everyday life. Isabella knows that the journey is far from over. There will be challenges ahead, and the darkness may return in different forms. But she feels more prepared to face these challenges, armed with the wisdom and strength she has gained from her journey. As she looks around at her family, Isabella feels a deep sense of gratitude. The trials she has faced and the lessons she has learned have prepared her for this moment. She is ready to continue the journey, to face whatever challenges lie ahead, and to bring light and hope into her family's life. The path forward is uncertain, but Isabella knows that with love, courage, and determination, they can face anything together. And with that understanding, she is ready to embrace the future, whatever it may bring. With a renewed sense of purpose, Isabella and her family begin to engage in activities that foster connection and healing. They spend time together in the garden, planting new flowers and herbs that symbolize growth and renewal. The once neglected garden becomes a place of vibrant colors and fresh beginnings, reflecting their internal transformation. The family also dedicates time to cooking meals together, preparing dishes that were once favorites but had been forgotten in the midst of their struggle. The kitchen, filled with laughter and the aroma of freshly prepared food, becomes a space of comfort and shared joy. During these activities, they talk openly about their feelings and experiences. The conversations are candid, filled with moments of vulnerability and understanding. Each family member takes turns sharing their thoughts and emotions, contributing to a collective healing process. In addition to these daily activities, Isabella suggests they create new traditions to strengthen their bonds. They decide to hold weekly family gatherings where they share their hopes and dreams, celebrate their successes, and support each other through challenges. One of the new traditions they establish is a storytelling evening, where each member of the family tells stories or recounts personal experiences. These stories, both old and new, serve as a reminder of their shared history and the strength they find in each other. Isabella's father, though still weak, begins to participate in these gatherings. His presence, though subdued, adds a sense of completeness to their family moments. His stories, filled with wisdom and warmth, contribute to the growing sense of unity and connection. As the family continues to heal, they become more engaged with their community. Isabella recognizes the importance of seeking support beyond their household and decides to reach out to their neighbors and friends. She organizes small gatherings where they can share their experiences and offer support to others who might be struggling. These gatherings become a source of strength and encouragement for the family. They find solace in knowing they are not alone in their struggles and gain insight from others who have faced similar challenges. The sense of community helps to reinforce their own healing process, creating a network of mutual support. Isabella's mother begins to volunteer at a local charity, channeling her renewed energy into helping others. This new purpose brings her a sense of fulfillment and helps to further shift the focus away from their own difficulties. Despite the progress they have made, Isabella and her family still face moments of doubt and fear. The darkness that once seemed all-encompassing does not disappear entirely. Instead, it manifests in new ways. The family learns that healing is not a linear process, but one that requires ongoing effort and vigilance. Isabella takes an active role in addressing these challenges, using the wisdom she gained from the Oracle to guide her family through difficult times. She encourages them to confront their fears openly and to seek solutions together. When setbacks occur, such as moments of illness or emotional strain, the family comes together to address them. They use their newfound tools of communication and support to navigate these difficulties, always striving to bring light into the darkness. As the family continues to heal, they decide to undertake renovations to their home, symbolizing their transformation. They repaint the walls, brighten the interiors, and make small changes that reflect their renewed outlook on life. The renovations are not just physical but also emotional. They take the time to clear out old clutter, both material and emotional, making space for new memories and experiences. The house, once a place of sorrow, gradually becomes a haven of warmth and joy. Isabella's family also creates a dedicated space for reflection and meditation. This room, filled with soft lighting and comfortable seating, becomes a sanctuary where they can come together to share their thoughts and feelings. It serves as a reminder of their journey and the importance of maintaining their emotional well-being. The changes in the home reflect the changes within the family. The once muted colors of the walls are now vibrant and inviting, and the atmosphere is filled with a sense of peace and renewal. The house, once a symbol of their struggle, has become a testament to their strength and resilience. Isabella often reflects on the transformation, feeling a deep sense of gratitude for the journey she has undertaken. She sees how the changes in their home mirror the changes within their hearts and minds. The family continues to celebrate their progress with small rituals and gatherings, each event a reminder of their journey and the strength they have found in each other. They cherish the moments of togetherness and the sense of accomplishment that comes from overcoming their challenges. With their home and hearts beginning to heal, Isabella and her family start to think about the future. They set new goals and dreams, envisioning a life that is not defined by their past struggles, but by their aspirations and hopes. They discuss their plans openly, sharing their individual goals and supporting each other in achieving them. Isabella's father expresses a desire to become more involved in local community projects, while her mother dreams of starting a small business that reflects her passions. Isabella herself is focused on continuing her journey of personal growth. She considers further exploring the teachings of the Oracle and applying the wisdom she has gained to new areas of her life. The family embraces the changes they have made and looks forward to the future with optimism. They understand that while challenges may still arise, they now have the tools and support to face them with courage and resilience. Isabella feels a sense of peace as she looks at her family and their renewed home. The journey has been arduous, but it has also been transformative. She knows that they are stronger and more connected than ever before. As they prepare for the future, Isabella and her family remain committed to maintaining the light they have cultivated. They continue to support each other, celebrate their successes, and confront any shadows that may come their way. The path ahead is filled with possibilities, and Isabella is ready to embrace them, knowing that she carries with her the strength and wisdom gained from her journey. Months have passed since Isabella and her family began their journey of healing, and life has settled into a new routine. Their home is vibrant and full of life, reflecting the transformation they have undergone. However, just as they are beginning to feel a sense of normalcy, an unexpected visitor arrives at their doorstep. The visitor is a middle-aged woman with a weathered face and a serious demeanor. She introduces herself as Alessandra, a historian and researcher specializing in ancient folklore and oracles. Her presence brings an air of intrigue and urgency, as she reveals that she has been searching for Isabella. I have been following the trail of the Oracle's prophecies, Alessandra explains, and your story has come to my attention. There are more revelations to be uncovered, prophecies that might impact not only your family, but also others who are seeking guidance. Isabella is both surprised and curious. She invites Alessandra inside and listens intently as the historian explains her purpose. Alessandra shares that her research has uncovered additional prophecies linked to the Oracle of Naples, prophecies that were not fully revealed during Isabella's initial encounter. These prophecies are said to contain crucial insights about future events and challenges that may arise, not just for Isabella's family, but for others who are facing similar struggles. The Oracle's messages are not just personal, Alessandra explains. They have broader implications for many people. The prophecies are meant to guide and prepare those who are destined to play a role in shaping the future. Isabella feels a mix of excitement and apprehension. The thought of new challenges and revelations is both daunting and intriguing. She realizes that the Oracle's guidance was just the beginning, and that there is more to learn and understand. Alessandra presents Isabella with an ancient manuscript that she has been studying. The manuscript, bound in worn leather and inscribed with fated symbols, is said to contain the full text of the Oracle's prophecies. As Isabella carefully examines the manuscript, she is struck by the intricate illustrations and cryptic language. The book is a treasure trove of ancient knowledge, filled with references to mythological figures, symbolic imagery, and foreboding predictions. Alessandra explains that the manuscript has been passed down through generations, its contents often hidden or lost over time. The revelations contained within it are believed to hold significant insights into the challenges and changes that lie ahead. Isabella and Alessandra spend several days working together to decipher the manuscript. The process is complex and time-consuming, requiring careful analysis of the symbols and language used in the text. They cross-reference their findings with other historical sources and consult with experts in ancient lore. During their research, they uncover references to a coming period of change and upheaval, where individuals with a connection to the Oracle will play crucial roles. The prophecies hint at both challenges and opportunities, suggesting that those who heed the Oracle's wisdom will have the chance to make a significant impact. Isabella feels a growing sense of responsibility as she delves deeper into the text. The realization that her family's journey is part of a larger narrative is both humbling and motivating. Recognizing the importance of the newly discovered prophecies, Isabella decides to seek out allies who might assist in interpreting and responding to the challenges foretold. She reaches out to members of the community who have shown an interest in ancient lore and prophecy. Several individuals, including local historians, spiritual leaders, and community organizers, agree to join Isabella and Alessandra in their efforts. They form a group dedicated to understanding the prophecies and preparing for the potential impact on their lives and the lives of others. The group meets regularly to discuss their findings, share insights, and develop strategies for addressing the challenges ahead. Their collective knowledge and diverse perspectives provide a rich source of guidance and support. As Isabella continues her work with Alessandra and the group, she also takes time for personal reflection. She revisits the lessons learned from her encounter with the Oracle, applying them to her own life and the evolving situation. She finds solace and strength in her continued journey of self-discovery and growth. The challenges she faces are both external and internal, requiring her to balance her role as a leader with her personal well-being. Isabella practices. As the group delves deeper into the prophecies, they encounter their first major test. The manuscript reveals a forewarning of a significant event that could disrupt the harmony and progress they have achieved. The event involves a natural disaster that threatens to impact the region, testing the resilience and preparedness of the community. The group must act quickly to develop a plan to mitigate the effects of the disaster and support those who are affected. Isabella and her allies work tirelessly to coordinate resources, provide assistance, and ensure that the community is prepared for the impending challenge. The experience tests their resolve and unity, but it also reinforces the importance of their efforts and the value of their collective wisdom. Throughout the trials and challenges, Isabella continues to embrace her role as a leader and guide. She draws on the wisdom of the oracle, the insights from the manuscript, and the support of her allies to navigate the complexities of the situation. She remains focused on the broader vision of using the oracle's guidance to create positive change and address the needs of those around her. The journey is demanding, but Isabella is determined to fulfill her role and contribute to the greater good. As she faces each new challenge, Isabella reflects on the lessons learned and the growth experienced. She understands that her journey is ongoing and that the path ahead will continue to present opportunities for learning, growth, and impact. The group, now well established and focused on their mission, begins to notice troubling signs that align with the prophecies they have studied. Weather patterns become erratic, and rumors of unrest spread through the community. The forewarned natural disaster appears imminent, adding urgency to their preparations. Isabella and Alessandra, along with their allies, work diligently to interpret the latest passages from the manuscript. The prophecies suggest that the upcoming event is not just a natural disaster, but a catalyst for broader changes and challenges. The oracle spoke of upheaval and transformation, Alessandra notes as they review the texts. This storm is more than just a weather event. It is a signal of the times, a precursor to deeper shifts that will test our resilience and adaptability. The urgency of the situation prompts Isabella and her team to ramp up their efforts. They organize community meetings to prepare residents for the impending disaster, providing information on safety measures and creating emergency response plans. Isabella takes a hands-on approach, personally visiting neighborhoods to ensure that everyone is informed and equipped to handle the situation. She collaborates with local leaders and volunteers to set up shelters and distribute supplies. The community response is a mix of concern and determination. While many are anxious about the impending storm, there is also a strong sense of solidarity and readiness to face the challenge together. The storm arrives with overwhelming force, bringing heavy rain, strong winds, and flooding. The scene outside is chaotic, with streets submerged and trees uprooted. The community's preparations are put to the test as the storm intensifies. Isabella and her team remain on the front lines, coordinating rescue and relief efforts. They work to ensure that shelters are functional and that those in need receive assistance. The scale of the disaster is daunting, but the group's preparedness and determination help mitigate some of its impact. Despite their best efforts, the storm causes significant damage. Homes are affected, and essential services are disrupted. The immediate focus is on addressing urgent needs and providing support to those who have been most affected. Throughout the crisis, Isabella reflects on the oracle's teachings. The wisdom she gained emphasizes the importance of resilience and adaptation in the face of adversity. She uses these principles to guide her actions and decisions during the storm. As the storm rages on, Isabella and her allies find moments of calm amid the chaos. They use these moments to assess their progress, adjust their strategies, and provide comfort and reassurance to the community. The challenges of the storm bring out the best in many individuals, fostering a sense of unity and shared purpose. Isabella sees how the community's collective strength is crucial in overcoming the adversity they face. Once the storm subsides, Isabella and her team begin the process of assessing the damage and organizing recovery efforts. The community is faced with the daunting task of rebuilding and restoring normalcy. Isabella leads efforts to survey affected areas, coordinate with relief organizations, and ensure that resources are distributed equitably. The immediate focus is on providing aid and addressing critical needs. The recovery process reveals the extent of the damage and the long-term impact on the community. There are significant challenges to overcome, but the resilience and solidarity demonstrated during the storm provide a strong foundation for rebuilding. In the aftermath of the storm, Isabella and her allies gather to reflect on their experiences. They review the effectiveness of their preparations and response, identifying areas for improvement and celebrating the successes they achieved. Isabella is particularly mindful of the lessons learned from the oracle's prophecies. The experience reinforces the importance of foresight, preparation, and adaptability. She recognizes that while they were able to navigate the immediate crisis, there will be ongoing challenges to address. The group discusses strategies for future preparedness and ways to strengthen community resilience. They also reflect on the personal growth and transformation that has occurred as a result of their journey. As the recovery process continues, Isabella and her team focus on building a stronger, more resilient community. They work to improve infrastructure, enhance emergency preparedness, and support individuals in their personal and collective healing. The efforts include initiatives to promote community engagement, foster local leadership, and provide educational resources on disaster preparedness. Isabella collaborates with community leaders to implement these initiatives and ensure that they address the diverse needs of the population. The community begins to see positive changes as a result of these efforts. There is a renewed sense of optimism and a commitment to working together to overcome future challenges. Isabella's journey is far from over. She continues to explore the oracle's prophecies and their implications, seeking to understand and apply the wisdom they contain. She remains committed to her role as a leader and guide, supporting her family and community in their ongoing journey of growth and healing. As she looks ahead, Isabella feels a deep sense of purpose and determination. The experiences of the past have shaped her understanding and strengthened her resolve. She is prepared to face whatever challenges may come and to continue working towards a brighter future. The path ahead is filled with opportunities for growth and transformation. Isabella embraces the journey with hope and confidence, knowing that she carries with her the strength and wisdom gained from her experiences and the guidance of the oracle. With the storm's aftermath slowly giving way to recovery, Isabella and her community begin to reflect on the deeper meaning of their experiences. The trials they have faced and the wisdom from the oracle have led to a newfound understanding of their collective journey. Isabella recognizes that the oracle's prophecies were not merely predictions, but lessons on resilience, unity, and transformation. She and her allies begin to document their experiences and the insight. This record includes not only the details of the prophecies, but also the stories of those who have been impacted and the ways in which they have grown and changed. The aim is to create a resource that will serve future generations and help others navigate similar challenges. Inspired by their journey, Isabella and her team decide to establish a center dedicated to preserving and sharing the oracle's wisdom. This center will serve as a place of learning, reflection, and support for those seeking guidance and understanding. The center is designed to be a hub for educational programs, workshops, and community events. It will also house a library of texts related to ancient lore, prophecies, and personal growth. The goal is to create a space where individuals can come to explore their own paths and find inspiration in the oracle's teachings. Isabella envisions this center as a place where people can connect with their own inner wisdom and learn from the collective experiences of others. She hopes that it will foster a sense of community and encourage ongoing exploration of the themes highlighted by the oracle. As the center takes shape, Isabella continues her personal journey of exploration and growth. She delves deeper into the oracle's prophecies, seeking to uncover additional layers of meaning and insight. She finds herself drawn to studying the symbolic imagery and mythological references within the manuscripts. Each discovery brings new understanding and helps her connect more deeply with the oracle's messages. Isabella also engages in practices that support her personal growth, such as meditation, reflection, and creative expression. These practices help her integrate the wisdom she has gained and remain centered amidst the ongoing changes. Isabella becomes an active participant in the center's programs, sharing her experiences and insights with others. She leads workshops and discussions on topics related to the oracle's teachings, offering guidance and support to those who seek it. Through these interactions, Isabella finds a sense of fulfillment and purpose. She is able to contribute to the growth and healing of others, continuing the legacy of the oracle in a meaningful and impactful way. The connections she makes with others provide new perspectives and deepen her own understanding. She learns as much from those she mentors as they learn from her, creating a dynamic exchange of wisdom and experience. The establishment of this center brings a renewed sense of unity and purpose to the community. People from various backgrounds come together to engage with the oracle's teachings and support one another in their personal journeys. Community events and programs become a regular feature of life, fostering a strong sense of belonging and collaboration. The center becomes a focal point for collective growth and a symbol of the community's resilience. The bonds forged through these shared experiences help to strengthen relationships and create a supportive network. The community becomes more interconnected, with individuals working together to address challenges and celebrate successes. The legacy of the oracle continues to inspire and guide the community. Isabella's vision for the center evolves as new needs and opportunities arise. She remains open to adapting and expanding the center's programs to meet the changing needs of the community. Isabella also considers ways to connect with other communities, and share the Oracle's wisdom on a broader scale. She explores partnerships and collaborations that could extend the impact of the center and reach new audiences. The future holds many possibilities, and Isabella is excited to see how the legacy of the Oracle will continue to unfold. She is committed to nurturing the vision and ensuring that it remains a source of inspiration and support for generations to come. Isabella finds deep personal fulfillment in her role at the center and in her continued exploration of the Oracle's teachings. She feels a profound sense of purpose and connection to the larger narrative of her journey. The experiences she has shared with others and the growth she has witnessed contribute to her own sense of accomplishment and contentment. Isabella is grateful for the lessons she has learned and the opportunities she has had to make a positive impact. As Isabella looks to the future, she remains committed to embracing new horizons and continuing her journey of growth and discovery. She is excited about the potential for new insights and experiences and is ready to face whatever challenges may come. The legacy of the Oracle serves as a guiding light, inspiring Isabella to pursue her passions and contribute to the well-being of her community. She feels confident in her ability to navigate the path ahead and is eager to explore the possibilities that lie in store. The story of Isabella and the Oracle is one of transformation, resilience, and connection. It is a testament to the power of wisdom and the impact that one individual's journey can have